Capcom Cup aside, today was Street Fighter 6 day because we finally got a patch for this game with significant changes, but in my opinion, not significant enough. Apparently, the significant enough changes are coming later. Were there any big takeaways that you got from this patch at all?
It feels like they're testing. They're testing out the waters to see if they nudge a few things in certain directions, how big of an impact does it really have? Because you make a small change, you make two small changes to one character, two small changes to another character, and they might be slight nerfs in one direction, slight buffs for the other character. But when you put them together, how does it play out? It could be a really big impact. So they could be before they really, really mess with the knobs. Just seeing how these small impacts have an effect, and then maybe later see if they need to dial back or even go further. Especially when they're probably going to adjust the system mechanics as well. So in preparation for that, they got to see what irons out with what they've already done.
I'm just tired of get hit by a counter hit when I hit parry. You even tested it out where even with the parry button, you still get a button if you press parry during a screen freeze.
They actually patched that. That was
Did they really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It didn't work for the modern parry macro either at that point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I think some of the biggest changes, honestly, I think the biggest change wound up coming to JP, and it wasn't what I thought they were going to look at. They first of all, they gave amnesia, like OD amnesia scaling. It went from like 20% scaling to like 60, which is crazy. But what I was very struck by was the fact that they nerfed his crouching fierce.
I get it. I'm not sure if I'm necessarily on board with that choice, but I understand their reasoning, like their logic behind it. Because when I watched JP, and they also nerfed his heavy punch as well, which is another thing about the. When I watch people play against JP, the good JP players, they don't actually let you play neutral. They don't let you get close to him, and if you try to jump at him, he has this easy anti-air that's also just like trivial. It's not. He can focus his effort on the mid section and not even have to worry about the jump because his down heavy punch is so easy. You don't have to really put that much mental energy into it. So making the down heavy punch not be as good of an anti-air encourages the opponent to jump, which is kind of crazy. That's kind of not the way I would like to approach it. I would rather approach it on the ground in a more methodical way. But it does make it so that JP has to spread out his mental energy. He has to look at the top now. He has to look at the mid screen, and they nerfed his heavy punch, so it's going to make his neutral not be as nearly as oppressive. He has to think a little bit more crucially about what button he's going to hit.
I was also surprised at how little of a change they did to both Ken and Luke, and it wasn't the changes I was expecting. Right? I think it's like you were saying, they're trying a couple of things out. I think Luke's crouching medium punch is like has 3 frames of recovery now that it didn't have before.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Ken's EX Tatsu in the air is different now. What were the big changes for Jamie? I saw a lot of like Oki differences.
There's 2 things that are actually a really big deal. It's a really big deal. There's his neutral throw that keeps you on the same side. You now have the option to drink after it, and it's +7 when you do that. It's +7, but it's far away. But when you have them in the corner, you're still in range to do medium kick. Medium kick will still frame trap from the distance after the drink, so you can do medium kick and drive rush after it. And you don't have to do medium kick. You can walk up and pressure as well. And then from drink 3 to 4, I forget exactly how much. You have more advantage, so it'd be like +13. I posted about it on Twitter when I tested it yesterday. He can get more drinks while they're in the corner, and that was one of the issues with Jamie. So that's going to contribute not only in neutral, because you could throw and drink with back throw, but then you have to back throw. Maybe you don't want to spot. Maybe you want to keep the same side. So now you can do that and not get Oki, but in the corner, you can get some Oki off of it if you used drive gauge with it. So one of Jamie's big problems in the corner was that you would throw somebody, you would dash up and throw them, but if you don't have any drinks, you actually have to throw them like 20 times to win the match if you really want to open them up. So at least now you can get that drink and you get more damage after it. So it makes the throws a lot more punishing, and it makes the opponent maybe want to start teching the throw, which opens up other ways to drink.
I remember some people saying that there was a difference between how many drinks he kept after the first round. Is that true? No, right? I feel like I played a lot of Jamie's today, and I don't remember what I saw.
So there's changes to his super. His level 1, I haven't looked at his supers yet, to be honest, but the knockdown advantage has increased, I believe, on both the regular version and when you drink after it. For sure, when you drink after it used to be minus unless you did a setup for it, unless you did a juggle or if it was drink 3 to 4. But now, whenever you drink after it, you have Oki. So you can also use that as a way to freeze their drive gauge, prevent the recovery, and get a drink after it, and have advantage no matter what. So that there's a lot of ways those knockdowns play out, whether they're a juggle or not, or whether you drink or not. But now it's either going to have more advantage than it used to, or actually have advantage instead of being minus. So the other change that I've heard that I haven't tested myself, but I don't know why people would lie, but his level 2 super doesn't make your drinks go back to 0. So if you're at 2 drinks, you keep the 2 drinks, 3, keep the 3, 4, you'll get the meter. And that is pretty impactful. That's cool. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe that could be something that when I actually use it, I'll see how big of an impact it really is. Because before it felt like if I was at 3 drinks, it was a gamble to use level 2. And it wasn't like always worth it, because if I don't kill them or if I don't make a big significant change, I've lost all my drinks and my meter. But now it could be, well, I stay at level 3 and I can still get my drink 3 to 4 explosion, the better Oki, and then it could actually lead into being a drink 4 Jamie after I've done work with the level 2 super.
Interesting. I wonder why that wasn't like that before. To me, that makes a lot of sense.
I think level 2 is really good. I think this is one of those changes that people are good enough at using level 2, so they buff it to encourage people to use it more. I don't think it needs to have that change, honestly.
Really?
There's been so many rounds where I activate level 2 at the beginning and I just win. And even if I don't beat them with the level 2, I have their health at like maybe 50%, maybe they have 20% health left. So I'm 0 drink Jamie, but it's fine. Like, I still have an anti-air that might kill them. It's no big deal.
I'm trying to think of other big changes. They said they fixed the Ken throw loop. However, I got hit by Ken throw loops all day today, so maybe they fixed it too little.
I think you can still manually time it. I heard on X. But, I mean, Chun-Li technically doesn't have a throw loop, but she can walk up and throw you because she has the threat of other stuff.
The one change Manon got, which was pretty cool, was that her level 2 now actually works when you pop people into the air and you don't have to like time it by like 2 frames, which is pretty cool. I was hoping they were gonna let her do an overhead kick and keep it as or at least like let it low crush, kind of like Ken's Dragon Lash kick.
Well, the one that's plus on block, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, she like literally leaps into the air, but you can still get like crouching medium kicked out of it. It's fucked up. It's stupid. It's really dumb. But there was one big change that I don't think they really talked about, and I don't know if I saw anybody talking about it until I logged on, and it was this.
Okay.
This is ranked matchmaking. Mm-hmm. You have hella options now. So usually, or before, I believe the only options that you had was crossplay setting on or off, and then confirm opponent on or off, aside from the ranked match and casual match, right?
I think you had connection quality.
Oh, did you have connection quality?
Yeah.
But they added the search range expansion, which is pretty cool. I actually got to play some people that I have not played before today. Yeah, that was really fun. I played Driftwood, and I could not figure out like what was going on because I had never played Driftwood before. It was one of those things where like he was just playing so differently than what I imagined. He's playing Ken. He was just playing so weirdly different. Like he just kept walking back the entire time, and I just got so pissed. But it was fun. Yeah, I played a lot of people that I don't think I've played before. And I got one and done by more people than I have not gotten one and done before.
I feel like there's an internet hive mind that's rebellious. Oh, you guys are like one and done, so let's all do it now, just to spite what people say.
Yeah. They also announced in the patch notes that they are still working on the buffering system to make sure that
really?
Actually I have it pulled up. Here, let me get this guy up here. I
can never tell if you're baiting me or not, man. I swear, when it does, I can't reach you.
No, I'm serious. Let me pull it up here because I do have the web page here. Where is it? So we can all fighters input buffering fixed an issue with the input buffer, as the input buffer time for a reversal after blocking an attack should change depending on the block's recovery. But for drive reversals and some other attacks, it was not properly set.
Whoa.
So that's a thing. They also fixed an issue where under specific conditions, a perfect parry would occur even though the drive parry absorbed the attack after the 3rd frame. I guess that was a thing. I didn't even know about that. This was like the funniest issue to me, because I always felt like this was a thing, but seeing it on the patch notes, it makes me feel so much better. It makes me feel like I'm not like completely crazy. And it was this change right here to the drive rush. Fixed an issue where if both players performed the drive rush at the same time, one player's movement would just be a frame slower.
Well, yeah, I heard about that.
And I cannot tell you how many times like I wound up drive rushing because I knew somebody was going to drive rush, so I wanted to drive rush ahead of them, but for some reason it just kept being late. And I feel like that was the culprit. Or maybe I just suck at reacting. Could be that too. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then, then they had like the laundry list of changes for Ryu. They changed Ryu a lot. They gave him a lot of stuff for his Hashogekis and fireballs, yeah. Which is pretty interesting. Also, like a lot of hurtbox and hitbox resizing and all that other stuff. So I thought we were gonna get the big patch in the new season after Capcom Cup. I mean, I guess we are still getting that. I thought this was gonna be it. So there's a part of me that is a little bit disappointed that it wasn't like the big game-changing stuff, but I get it, right? I get it. Did you get to play with Ed at all?
I did maybe 30 minutes of training mode with him last night.
Any initial gut feelings?
I think he's going to be defensive, like a zoner kind of player. I wanted to make a reference to Floyd Mayweather. If you don't know, Ed uses flicker. Mm-hmm. Maybe you watch Hajime no Ippo. I forgot his name. The dude who uses the flicker jab. It's actually called the Philly Shuffle in real life. It's a southpaw technique. You got the shoulder roll. You defend against jabs. You got the flicker from more distance. Anyways, Ed uses all that, which to me also implies he might be more of a defensive type character, more so than he was in Street Fighter V. And I feel like in Street Fighter V, he was designed like that initially. But I do see that. I think he's a lot like Poison in Street Fighter V, where you have the whips where you charge it up and you can move in and out of it. True. And he also has, like Poison, I forgot that move she had. She span around. It was an EX move that had plus frames. Pretty much the same thing. He got the
big flip.
I can't remember, not the flip kick, but it was a double whip.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Sucked you in.
Yeah.
That has plus frames, and Ed has a similar thing too. His fireball seems like it's a bit slow, so you got to set it up with something, so then you can do fireball drive rush.
Yeah, I think the startup of it is slow because he has to do like the initial Ed thing, but I got hit by how fast some of those fireballs are after they come out though. They're a little scary. Like the timing difference is very, very big from my initial like playing against him.
So I think he's going to have the same problems as Street Fighter V, where if you study his wake-ups, they're really slow, so you can do meaty jabs, and you can block in time to bait his uppercuts and maybe his supers as well. I haven't looked extensively at the stuff yet. I may do it tonight, but I'm not sure. I was going to stream tonight, but I might NyQuil it up.
Yeah, streaming's for squares. Who streams?
But I think he's going to be great at whiff punishing and setting up level 2 and that kind of thing, so I think he's going to be good overall. It's just going to take a second.
Yeah. With that said, I did toy around with Ed a little bit. I much like you, I am very surprised at how crazy different he is because he does feel like a much more defensive character. Where in Street Fighter V, he had a lot of potential for rushdown stuff. He still has that in Street Fighter 6. The crazy thing is his command dash. His command dash is kind of crazy. Because you can, even on block, if you press a button and somebody blocks it, you can then do the backdash. You can easily catch it if you're looking for it, but if you're mixing that up, it's going to be really difficult to catch him. So he's really good at bobbing and weaving, as it were. His flicker punch, if you get a counter hit, like you get a crumple and you can literally do anything. The command version, right? Like the quarter circle forward kick version of that. If you get a counter hit on that, like it's free money, like free like combo damage. It's great.
A crumple state, like a falling backwards, and you can drive us forward and hit it.
Yeah. Also with his kicks work kind of like you were saying, like the poison whips, right? Where light kick is just straight, medium kick is a low. Which, by the way, the fact that it's a low from half screen is kind of crazy. And then the heavy version is like an anti-air one. If you get a counter hit with those, even from full screen, you can do a lot of shenanigans. Or you can also use it to, if you get a punish counter with those, like you can get a lot of really, really good stuff off of it. So it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, another reason why I believe he's not going to be so much like an in-your-face aggressive character, although every character can do that to some extent. He doesn't have any plus on block normals naturally, so you can't just do a button and then throw them. And his medium punch, without a counter hit, you can't really link too much off of it, at least not that I've seen. But due to, like, if you just look at his like crouch heavy kick, that you can hit confirm, and given the distance you have on it, and some of his kick normals, the flicker jabs, and the range they have, and the ability to buffer them, it just indicates to me strongly that he's going to be a mid-range zoner kind of character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and the fact that he has that crazy movement with his dash, like he can like switch it up real fast. So like if you get the confirm, You just do the command dash into the uppercut, and then you can do like whatever the hell you want for the combo, and then back out again. The thing that was driving me insane when I was playing with him a little bit earlier today is that they gave him the Makoto sweep, where his sweep is down fierce instead of down roundhouse. Like, that was breaking my brain. I'm somebody who like plays off of muscle memory a lot, so like I have a really hard time playing multiple characters because of it. Because like whenever I get a hit, it's like just do the thing that you always do. So I thought that was very, very interesting. And I find it crazy that they made him like a full boxer, like with all punches. He has like a very interesting target combo with just jabs, which I think he also had in Street Fighter V. But it's pretty fun to confirm that. I had a good time confirming it in practice mode today and in the trials. He has a lot of trials. Like his advanced trials, he has I think 5. When I did Manon trials, she only had like 3 for the advanced trials. So he's got a lot of cool stuff. He's got a lot of very, very interesting stuff. I'm trying to think, what else am I missing from this update? I do like that they have the Capcom Cup dress up for the Battle Hub. I think that makes it really cool. They also have like the Capcom Cup signage in the arena stage. That's pretty neat, I think. If anything, just to remind people that like, hey, there's a competitive scene and you can go look at it. I think we covered just about like all the big stuff. I'm certain there's like things we missed, but we're gonna miss stuff, right?
That makes me feel like it'd be cool if they had a private battle, like your own private server, not a battle lounge, but a battle area where you can just invite friends to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Or even like have like your own house and you put your own arcade, design it, that kind of thing. But that's probably too ambitious.
Yeah. No, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because I think from what I remember from the betas, like people would just go to like Battle Hub, like 8,506 in like Asia to go like play with their friends. So it makes sense that like, you know, especially because there's so much to do in the Battle Hub, having your own private instance of that would be really cool, right? Because you can like you can play a match, then you can go play Extreme Battle, and then you can go play, you know, like a Puzzle Fighter and go take a photo.
Yeah, dude, that'd be sick, man. You can customize it the way you want.
One day.